Evening all. Thought I'd do this little podcast as well. Hope you guys are well. Today I want to talk about, obviously I'm going to talk about Money in the Bank as well. I'm going to talk about Money in the Bank, which is, as I'm doing this recording tomorrow, and this will be up tomorrow, well before Money in the Bank. I might even put this up now actually, once I've done. But yeah, Money in the Bank is tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm doing on my thing right now, but I'm losing my plot at the thing. But yeah, Money in the Bank is tomorrow, and I want to go through my predictions to do this as well. And they're kind of fresh as well because of what has gone down as well. I did some for Max Wrestling as well, and predictions for Max Wrestling as well, and I've kind of done some predictions. I want to redo the predictions again right now. So, as just announced, apparently it's on the kickoff show. Not only will the Raw Tag Team Championships be on the line, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships are going to be on the line as well. It's going to be the Usos challenging Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. No brainer, the Usos win this match. Why? Because it has been planned in the works that they want to put the belts on the Usos. And yeah, it's been planned, it's been set in stone that they want to put the belts on the Usos. You know, Roman's walking around with the Universal titles, so they want to put the belts on the Usos. They want to do something. So, yeah. Dominic and Rey, glad you became tag team champions, yada, yada, yada. But, yeah, it's time for the Usos to get what is being said that they're going to do. And I'm probably not going to watch the kickoff show, but you never know, I might end up doing it. We will see. AJ Styles, Omos versus the Viking Raiders, and War Machines. I used to know them in Ring of Honor. AJ Styles and Omos all day on that one. I'm sorry. I just don't see the Viking Raiders becoming new tag team champions. I don't see anybody becoming new tag team champions at this moment in time with AJ Styles and that big monster Omos. Omos could probably beat the Viking Raiders by himself. You know, he'd be like, AJ, just stay outside, it's fine. You know, do it that way. But yeah, I think that, yeah, AJ Styles and Omos to retain. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair one more time. Rhea Ripley has to go over. I could understand why they did what they did in Hell in a Cell to get to this point now, but come on. To my knowledge, I don't think Rhea Ripley's ever beaten Charlotte Flair. Every time Rhea Ripley's had titles, Charlotte's probably beaten her. Rhea has to go over and go over clean. I'm pulling for Rhea. If Charlotte wins, it makes no sense. Because they wrestled at WrestleMania, Charlotte beat her for the NXT title. Rhea Ripley is now the women's champion, and if Charlotte wins tomorrow, it just makes no sense. So I think Rhea Ripley, and plus there's all this talk about Rhea facing Becky Lynch at Summerslam. So I'm hoping Rhea Ripley. I just have a funny feeling that Charlotte's going to go over tomorrow. It is what it is. Roman Reigns versus Edge. No brainer. Love you, Edge. I hope you do win. I hope that you do win, but I just don't see it happening. With all this talk about Roman versus Cena at SummerSlam, and Cena is apparently coming back as well. So, and plus it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam anyway. So yeah. Although they're in two minds about who's going to win Money in the Bank now, apparently from what I read today. But yes, prediction on that one is definitely Roman Reigns. Some shenanigans in the match that we probably should have got at WrestleMania. Anyway, the women's Money in the Bank, probably the most pointless Money in the Bank ladder match ever. It's It is the most pointless thing ever. It's so pointless. So pointless. It is Selena Vega, Asuka, Naomi, Selena Vega, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, and the SmackDown, the women's tag team champions, Natalya and Tamina. I don't know why. I saw a picture on the internet, and I saw a bit of what happened this past week on SmackDown. I just have a funny feeling Liv Morgan's going to win this for some reason. I can't pick who's going to win this one. If by any rights, it should be Natalya winning this one because she deserves an opportunity to go for the championship herself. And I'm not saying Tamina doesn't as well, but I wouldn't do that to jeopardise their tag team that they've got right now because they are the women's tag team champions. So cut them to a side. Nikki Cross, what the fuck has she become? I don't know. Alexa Bliss, I could see winning it. Where would that go? Don't know. Naomi, she's probably trying to keep her husband intact with all this DUI stuff, and the fact that she's been blamed for that is just fucking ridiculous. Asuka, I have no idea about that, and Selena Vega doesn't deserve to win it. Sorry, Selena Vega, but you don't deserve to win the match. It makes no sense for you to win this match. So yeah, I can see Liv Morgan winning it for some reason. Yeah, so I'm going to pick Liv Morgan in that one. Since I'm here, I might as well do the men's. Now, I've said this many, many times, and I'm going to say it now. Even though they're in two minds, apparently, the powers to be to see who wins this match, and I think it's for both matches as well, if I'm honest with you, not just this one, the women's match as well. With this match, I see this match going three ways. The out-and-out people that are standing out to win this match is Drew McIntyre, Big E, and Seth Rollins. I'll explain. Hold it. I'll explain. Kevin Owens. I don't know Kevin Owens. Matt Riddle has a chance of winning this match, but I see Matt Riddle facing Randy Orton at SummerSlam because I understand Randy Orton's going to... I just see Randy Orton snapping and going after Riddle, and it'll be them two at SummerSlam. Morrison is Mrs. Lapdog. Don't see any issue with him, and Nakamura's walking around with Corbin's crown on his head, calling himself King Nakamura, in the most pointless thing I have ever seen him ever. But then again, the King of the Ring is pointless, and the King of the Ring hasn't been relevant since '02. So there you go. Seth Rollins. So the three people that could win this is Seth Rollins, Big E, and Drew McIntyre. And if I had to pick a top three, it would be Seth Rollins, Big E, and then Drew. Reason being, Seth Rollins, I see winning this if they are desperate to go down the road that the fans seem to be begging to go down the road on, and that's Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title at SummerSlam. That was talked about over the internet earlier on this year for SummerSlam. Seth Rollins, heel versus heel, but Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Big E, because they're pushing him, apparently. You know, he's no longer the Intercontinental Champion right now, so what's the next step for that? The Universal title, or even the WWE title. They might have him go to Raw, I don't know. But that's the next step for him. So I could see him winning it. But the out-and-out prediction for this match is Drew McIntyre. Here's why. McIntyre lost to Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell. He cannot challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE title. So what do you do after that? What's the next best thing to do after that? At this time at least, if it was about September time, it wouldn't be that. But if at this point in time at least, what's the next best thing to do? Go for Money in the Bank. Plan A doesn't work, challenging Lashley. Plan A don't work no more because you lost the match that stops you from challenging Lashley. So what do? Plan B, Money in the Bank, which out and out guarantees you a title match. So, you know, there you go. It out and out guarantees you a championship match. Does it not? And that's what's going to happen. And that's what's going to happen. It out and out guarantees you a championship match. So that's the plan. However, there is a possible chance that they might, prolong this this story that he can't challenge for the WWE title no more, and have him win Money in the Bank and have him go over to SmackDown to challenge Roman. Have him go over to SmackDown to challenge Roman. He can't challenge for the WWE title anymore. So what's the other as long as anymore, or as long as Lashley's the champion. So what else do you do? Go to SmackDown. Universal title. Go and kick Roman's head off and take his title. That's the way it can go. I don't see that happening. I see Drew winning and hunting Bobby down like a stalker before he ends up cashing it in on him. And to be honest with you, looking back on it, it's a perfect fit, because didn't Lashley cost Drew the championship to begin with when Miz cashed it in on him? Back then, So it's a perfect revenge for Drew. And I still believe this very day, I don't know what event it is, they're going to give Drew the opportunity to win the WWE title in front of fans. Now the fans are back in. They're going to give him the opportunity to win the title. They're going to give him the opportunity to win the title in front of fans again. So I do predict, whether you guys like it or not, and I know there's a lot of people that probably won't like the fact, Drew McIntyre's becoming the new Roman Reigns again. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. New Roman Reigns, whether he is or he isn't or not, I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. Fact of the matter is Drew McIntyre is going to be WWE Champion. Either by the end of this year, or if they go along with it, by WrestleMania next year. By WrestleMania next year. I see him lose. If Lashley doesn't lose the title, which I know he will not lose the title at Money in the Bank, more on that in a second, and considering the direction they're going, he probably won't lose the title at SummerSlam to his opponent, or supposed opponent, which I'll get to in a minute. I could probably see Drew cashing in on Lashley at SummerSlam. I could see that happen. I could genuinely see that happening. But considering what direction they've got for Lashley going into SummerSlam, I don't see... It might be another couple of months after SummerSlam before Drew eventually cashes in. Because the last match to predict is Drew McIntyre, for Drew anyway, is the WWE Championship itself. Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley. Now, don't get me wrong. Kofi is Kofi, but he's not going to get that title. I think this is going to be his rematch from Mania. There you go. We'll give you the rematch, get you out the way. Adios, amigo. I believe that Lashley will destroy him, and Lashley will get through. I think this is just a way to get Lashley to SummerSlam. We'll just throw the coffee at him, it's fine. And we'll get Lashley to SummerSlam at that. I think Lashley will win this match and still be WWE Champion. If somehow, for some strange unknown reason, Kofi Kingston becomes WWE Champion, it'll be the biggest upset of the year, in my opinion. That's not a knock on Kofi, but it'll be the biggest major upset of the whole year if Kofi somehow walks out WWE Champion. Period. If Kofi Kingston somehow walks out WWE Champion, it'll be the biggest upset of the year. Period. But I don't see that happening. Lashley will destroy him. And Lashley will go to SummerSlam. Now, that is my predictions for Money in the Bank. To SummerSlam, from what I'm hearing, it seems that Plan A was Brock Lesnar for Lashley. But it seems that that's not working out. Because this coming Monday on Raw, it seems that Bobby Lashley is going to start a program with Plan B. Plan B being Goldberg. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go again. You know, they did this at the Rumble. Obviously, clearly, they had nothing for Drew McIntyre at the Rumble. And what happened? Oh yeah, we're just going to bring Goldberg in, you know, and have him drop to him and all that stuff. You know, going to happen again. The WWE Champion is becoming an afterthought for SummerSlam, the biggest show of the year, and he's vastly becoming an afterthought. Tell me he's not. Put it in the comments or wherever he is you're watching this, or message me or whatever. Tell me he's not becoming an afterthought. It's the biggest show of the year, and you've got Goldberg. And I'm not knocking Goldberg. Goldberg is Goldberg. I don't hate the guy or whatever. Do I want to see him back? No. But I suppose he's got a contract obligation to give WWE another match. So we're going to see him. And obviously, you know, last year he came back and squashed Dolph Ziggler in God knows how long. One thing's for sure, if this match takes place, Goldberg and Lashley, it's not going to be the main event of SummerSlam. That's clear as day. That main event will be Universal title match. Whatever they've got planned for that, the Universal title match. Quite frankly, I wouldn't mind Edge and Rollins being the main event for SummerSlam. But I know for the fact the WWE title will not be the main event for SummerSlam. That'll probably be, depending on how many matches they've got, that'll probably be 5th, 6th or 7th on the card. I would probably say 6th on the card. That will not be main event at all. I wouldn't be surprised if they put that opening contest, to be honest with you, but in any event. I mean, they put the WWE title match, the opening contest, at the Royal Rumble with Drew and Goldberg, so I won't be surprised if they do this with Lashley and Goldberg, should that happen going into SummerSlam. But yes, it is ridiculous, and it's clear as day at this moment in time in WWE that the WWE title, the most important title in WWE, and the #1 title in WWE, is becoming secondary title to the Universal title, because it seems that the WWE title is clearly passing the torch to the Universal title to be the #1 title in the company. That's what it is, and that title's been around a lot longer than the Universal title. And if I could use a phrase from Shawn Michaels, it's vastly becoming a stupid piece of tin. You know, an afterthought. A belt, a world championship in a company, and nobody cares about the world title. They care more about the Universal title, and rightly so at the end of the day, considering what Roman's done. But it's become. But why can't the Universal title be on the same level as the WWE title? You know, why can't what Roman's doing with the Universal title, Lashley can do for the WWE title? I know why, because they can't find an opponent for Lashley. That's the thing. On SmackDown, they've got opponents as well. They've got Cesaro, potential. Rollins could be potential opponents should they go through with this. Cena, when he eventually comes back, I know why Cena's coming back with SummerSlam. At least they've got a match for Roman at SummerSlam, unlike this one with Lashley and Goldberg. You know, and Balor's just joined SmackDown again, which I find ridiculous, quite frankly. They should have kept him on NXT. I want to see the NXT Balor. Apparently, I've been told it's going 2 ways. Apparently, he's a mixture of both and everything. I don't buy it. I'm sorry, Loco. I know you mean well, dude, but I'm sorry. I just don't buy it. I'm sorry. I think he's gone back to the Balor he was when he first left to go to NXT, because the last time he participated on the main roster of WWE, Raw and SmackDown, he wrestled at SummerSlam and jobbed out to Bray Wyatt. On NXT, he went back, won the NXT title. You know, so yeah, it makes no sense. And the way they produced him coming back as well, Balor, oh, he's left and he's back. He never left the damn company. He was on NXT. And yes, Cole did acknowledge he was a 2-time NXT champion. But yes, he's back. He never left the damn company. Fucking hell. I mean, you've got the third brand, which is NXT, which is carrying WWE at this moment. Because let's face it, SmackDown, out of the two, Raw and SmackDown's the better show. Period. Raw, and I even said this on my TikTok as well. Raw, I don't know what the fuck Raw's become, but it's not what it used to be. You know, and the ratings explain that as well, because the ratings are in the toilet. You know, Raw, it just ain't what it used to be. It's basically 3 hours of boredom. That's what it is. I don't know who's responsible for it, but I know the networks don't like it from what I'm reading. But anyway, but yeah, Goldberg, Lashley, completely pointless for me. And like I said, Lashley, the WWE title, is becoming an afterthought, and it sucks. It really does. Absolutely. You know, it's just pants. It really is just pants. Absolute garbage, in my opinion. The WWE title should not be an afterthought, but at the rate they're going with it and everything, it is. And it's sad. It really is sad. As well. Also, I want to talk quickly about this new. They're on about. I read something on Facebook that they were on about bringing back the NWO, but they were going to do it in female. You know, like a female form. NWO, but female. Not the male version, the female version of it. I don't have a problem with that, but you'd be best to do that in another company. Because in WWE, who have you got that's going to join forces to be in this NWO female version? Who have you got? You got nobody, hardly. Nobody who would fit. You'd be best off putting the 4 horsewomen together and have them be the group. Just saying. You'd be best off having the 4 horsewomen together. You know, Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, and Becky, having them 4 together, like they used to back at NXT, have them 4 together on the main roster, whatever show you put them on, and have them do what Evolution did on Raw back in the day. You know, take over that show. Take over the women's division off that show, whatever women's division you've got. You know? That's just my opinion on that. I don't see anybody who is a fit for this NWO women's version in WWE. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it in another company. I know WWE owns the rights and everything like that. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up. That was my predictions for Money in the Bank as well. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys agree. What are your predictions if you see this? Drop them down below. And I'm coming back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the process of doing a new intro. I don't know how it's all planned. I'm planning things out to bring this thing back. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Like I say, it's on part-time basis at the moment, the podcast. And I've got rid of all the negativity, and I've made peace with people I never thought I'd make peace with again, to be honest with you. We've all back on the same page, let's just say. And like I say, I don't know when I'm going to do this. Like I say, 2017, July 4th, 2017 really kicked me in the nuts, because it's lost my train of focus on the podcast, and I want to bring back the podcast. Like I say, I want to bring back the podcast, and I want to bring back, you know, I don't even want to do a live stream on YouTube as well, on this Wrestling Madness channel as well. But like I say, I have to work things out. And like I say, YouTube's changed anyway. So I might even do it on the Facebook page. We'll see. Like I said, a lot of planning to do, ladies and gentlemen. But I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. And I will see you next time for another one. When will that be? Probably this week. But we'll see. I might even come back and talk about Slammiversary as well. I don't think there'll be a point in it, but we'll see. So, enjoy Money in the Bank, and I might even do a review. There you go. I might even do a review of Money in the Bank, because I actually do plan to watch it this month, depending on what I'm doing. But we'll see what happens. But until then, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.